Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So today we're going to take some time and revisit the horror game, The Coffin of Andy and Layla. Now this game was released just over a month ago on Steam, and to call it controversial would be a bit of an understatement because this horror game has received an immense amount of backlash on Twitter over the past month or so. And now that we've had some time to let the dust settle, let's look at all of that outrage and the success of this game through a lens from the future, let's say. Now, what is The Coffin of Andy and Layla? Well, it is a horror game that contains many conventional tropes within that genre, including cannibalism, murder, gore, satanic rituals, and so on and so forth. However, Twitter users were not offended by any of those elements. They were offended by one optional bad ending contained within this game. And that bad ending is a scenario where the brother-sister characters, the main protagonists, end up in a relationship together. And that is portrayed as the bad ending. And that takes place at the end of the game. It's only a very, very tiny portion of the game, but that's what Twitter focused on when they look at this game. They define the entire game based on that one optional bad ending. And that is a bad ending. It is portrayed as the ultimate culmination of their toxic and bad relationship, and that the manipulative behavior of Ashley in particular has gotten so far that they end up doing something that is shocking, and it's supposed to shock you. That's the whole point. And I made many videos talking about this sort of outrage stemming from that optional bad ending, and the simple point I was making was that, well, it's a bad ending. This is a horror game. It's supposed to make you uncomfortable, and I found it very ironic that Twitter could understand horror elements like cannibalism and how it's supposed to repulse you, but not understand how this bad ending is also designed just like any other horror element, and that is to make you uncomfortable. But Twitter was not having it. I've never had more backlash on any videos I've ever made, and I'm being dead serious. I got more death threats and slander in the week or so where I made 2 videos covering the outrage than anything else I've done on this channel, which is saying a lot, by the way. And a lot of it was just based on ignorance and people trying to find something to have moral outrage over. And they selected my videos and they couldn't make a singular argument other than just threatening me or slandering me, which we're used to it. But weaving through all that, it was definitely worth it. And it was very cool to see that the developers also are not having it. Immediately when the outrage started, they made artwork like this mocking the outrage, which of course made those people even more angry. And I remember talking a lot about this post because this artwork got a lot of people very offended and they were attacking this artist because they pointed out the fact that despite all of the outrage on Twitter, the game is a massive success with a very, very high, overwhelmingly positive set of reviews, and it's made millions of dollars, and it's something that a lot of people are really enjoying. And it just goes to show that outrage on Twitter does not reflect the actual needs of gamers. For example, you could find dozens upon dozens of viral tweets taking a crap all over this game, calling it problematic, saying it's a bad game, and all these things, but they don't reflect the actual gamers purchasing this game who have overwhelmingly positive views on it. And of course, that's something that Twitter just really couldn't accept. And in my videos talking about The Coffin of Andy and Layla, I said that I would go out there and stream this game just to spite Twitter. And of course, your boy Rev always falls through on his guarantees, and I did just that. So you can see it took about 6 streams to work our way through this game, and I learned a lot, and I'm glad that I did. Number one, I will tell you that I had a very, very good time playing this game, all right? It was a very fun experience, and there's actually one more episode to come out, so it's not technically finished, but I've completed all that's available so far, and doing this on stream, especially with the viewers, was an absolute blast, okay? It delivered. It was a very, it really just captured my attention start to finish. I had a lot of fun. There's a lot of laughs. There's a lot of great horror elements in it. And now I can speak as an actual consumer of this game about what happened at the end of the one bad optional route. So, of course, probably no surprise to you, my chat was very, very determined to guide me the right way, so I ended up with the ending that everyone is talking about. So, what can I say about that ending? Well, I will tell you it is very, very clear. They make it 100% clear that this is a terrible ending. Like, this is like The worst possible ending for these two characters that end up having a relationship together. It is a slow burn, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so spoiler alerts. Let me explain. If you don't want to spoil this game, that's fine. You can end the video here or skip ahead a bit. That's fine. But spoiler alerts. So how does this relationship happen? Well, it doesn't actually happen. It's a dream. It's not even something that actually happens with these characters. It is a warning they're facing. See, throughout this game, the character Ashley makes a deal with a demon who gives them this trinket that allows Ashley in her dreams to have visions of bad things that are going to happen to her and Andy in the future. One of the previous visions was them being murdered. So they use this vision to avoid, obviously, getting murdered. And this is what happened in another set of visions where actually they had the visions together by both touching the device as they fell asleep. And this new dream, this vision that is warning them, is a route where this brother and sister, Ashley and Andy, end up getting physical together. And they wake up in bed together. No, Twitter, this was not something that was graphically shown. They just woke up in a bed next to each other and were basically like, wow, that happened, you know? And it's not shown in a good way. There's a lot of moral panic. They're like shocked by their actions, and it's not displayed as a good thing. And again, it was an event that was being warned about as something bad, as a bad event that they should avoid doing, or if they continue what they're doing, will be an inevitable bad result of their relationship and how toxic it is, and codependent as well. So let me also make this clear. So number one, it's not glorifying this scene in any sort of a way, but also this route took a very specific set of events to reach. You had to play the game a very specific way to end up here. And I believe at the time I reached this bad ending, I was about 6+ hours of gameplay in. Now, of course, some of that has to do with streaming, like talking to the chat and stuff, but it took that long to get to the bad ending that everyone's talking about. This tiny fraction of the game is what Twitter is defining the entire franchise as, and it's absolutely insane. It is just proof once again that Twitter can lie and gaslight people into believing just about anything. And now firsthand seeing this game to completion, or at least completion as of the content available now, I can say this was a tiny blip within the entire game, and it was done to make the audience uncomfortable and to show a bad ending. It really was the bad ending that everyone was claiming it was, and Twitter is once again wrong. Now, kind of sitting here in with some time to look at this with perspective, that this whole thing is kind of brushed over. It's been a month since its release. I've seen this post a couple times. It says, indie game is about to break 2 million in revenue made by a single person, which is what I've heard. I can't confirm if it was a woman. I've heard that, but it is a single person who's responsible for everything, by the way, which is insane. And it's gotten zero acknowledgement by gaming journalists, as well as gaming awards too. It's not been nominated for anything. This game is not only high quality, it's also, I believe, already broken over 2 million in revenue at this point. I mean, this post was made about a week ago. I think it's broken 2 million now, and it's got an overwhelmingly positive reviews. It's an indie game. It's a good story in terms of the person creating it. One person doing all of this and having so much success is a crazy story. You think that gaming journalists would hop on. Well, they're not. And I think it's obvious because it's been deemed problematic, and it's not something that will benefit these gaming journalists by praising, so they're just completely ignoring it. And so are the game awards and things like that. They're all just avoiding it, and it's a shame because it's a really good game. It's a very great success story, and it's one that really could use the benefit of positive journalism and honest journalism about the themes and the story itself, because Twitter has manipulated the narrative so much to this point, and it's just sad to see. But we're not exactly shocked by all this, and that's just the way it is with Twitter nowadays. So I enjoyed playing the game. I highly recommend you checking it out for yourself, and I appreciate everyone hanging out in the Twitch streams if you want to join. The link is above my head to my Twitch. Yes, I stream. I stream pretty much 2-3 times at least a week. Have a lot of fun there, and you should check it out. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please share all of your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time.